I think it's definitely something you can assess before. I think I think obviously it's something that's super personal, something everyone should assess for themselves. But I think for me specifically, it's something I definitely think about before. I think the biggest driver for me is, do I align with the mission or the public official, right? So for me, I work in politics, and so it's normally for a public official or for an organization, and so they're usually mission driven or have a goal or pushing policy forward or something. And for me, the biggest thing is, hey, do I agree with the senator's policies or his agenda? And then after that, it's, is this a good cultural fit for me? And obviously, and I've been the only Black or queer employee at places before, so that's not new to me. But it's thinking about, like, is my Blackness appreciated and respected, or is there an expectation that I'll be the voice for the Black race or the LGBTQ community? And then is that something I want, or is it something I'm sort of not on board for? And is that a fit for me? And also some things like, is the expected work style something that works for me, and is a place that I feel like I belong in and thrive in? And then are the people thoughtful and strategic? So I think for me, it's just like, I think through those things that are important to me, and sort of offer me a sense of belonging. Even I think recently, I was like interviewing for jobs, and I came down to a couple, three of them. One with a mayor's office, and in a different state, in one for a Duke and Duchess, and then one for, I'm with the governor's office, the governor of New York, as his spokesperson. And so when considering all three of those opportunities, they're all three different cultures, three different kinds of people, three different policymakers, and I think I had to think through which was the best fit for me. Would I feel comfortable going to work every day? Would I feel valued? Would I feel like my contributions would be respected and sort of given a voice within those spaces? And so for me, I ended up feeling like I felt like I would belong mostly with Governor Cuomo's office, which is why I'm here. Um,
And so I'll go off of that, and I'll take it into kind of two different segments, right? And I'll just bring it around along in terms of like interview. So pre-interview and then during the interview. And so leading up to interviews, obviously doing as much research you can on the company. So obviously there is Google, so you can do Googles, try to figure out what their company culture is, their mission statements. I think also word of mouth, whether that's going on LinkedIn, trying to find people there, connecting with them, asking questions, or if you know people in that organization. For myself, I knew someone who was in the technology early career development program at Cigna. And so I reached out to him to kind of get his feedback on what his experience was, what the interview process was, what company culture is. And then from there, during the interview, those are questions you can honestly ask people. I know I've conducted interviews for our program, and just interviews for candidates for just positions within my area. And so a lot of the times people can ask, hey, what's the culture like? What's the, just understanding what the cultural fit is. And because even as you go through the interview, being on the other end of trying to find people, you kind of analyze, are they a good cultural fit, right? And so those are things you can kind of experience, try to understand the people that you're interviewing on a personal level, and they'll open up. People want to talk about themselves all the time, and so you'll be able to understand that with people you're interviewing with. But one thing that I personally ask for in any position that I go to is there a mentorship program? What is that guideline look? How do you mentor the people that you bring into your organization? If they don't have those things, then are they truly invested in you, right? And seeing you grow? Is there a plan, a success plan? Like, what does that look like? And so understanding those expectations, and if they are truly invested in you, right? Or you feel that cultural fit, that's how you can find that sense of belonging. If they know that, hey, they already have like a mentorship program for people that are applying to this position, that's a culture that they're investing in their employees. And so that's something to look forward to. That would be my advice.